Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting Sparks Toyota, and I'm checking out a 2019 Toyota Corolla hatchback. Now this is the new design. Now this one is in the SE trim level. There's only two trim levels. This is the lower one, and then you have the XSE, which is the higher one, which is already on my channel. You can check out that video if you like. But this one has a lot of cool features for the bottom trim level. So let's go ahead and check it out. This video includes a giveaway. So I'm going to give away one of these Trash Stash car litter bags by High Road. And all you have to do is share the video, like the video, or rate it, and subscribe to my channel, and make a special comment. I'm going to let you know what you have to comment, what you have to say in the comment section to win this, and I'm going to pick a winner in 2 weeks. So I'm going to give people 2 weeks to make all their comments, and I'll pick one randomly and ship it to you and let you know. This vehicle is sitting on 205/55 Dunlop tires, wrapped around 16-inch alloy wheels with a silver finish. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated rotors in the front and solid rotors in the back. The name of this color is Classic Silver Metallic. And the previous video I did on the XSE, it was a black. So all this black accents here in the front were all blended in. So now with this different color, we can check it out. So the grille itself has a gloss black on top around the emblem, matte black in the center, and then that's surrounded by gloss black here. You notice the lack of fog lights in the SE trim level, but it does have the adaptive cruise control with the sensor behind the emblem, and then you also have the camera and sensors there behind the rearview mirror. The headlights are in a projector tube with black bezels, powered by LEDs. You also have LED accents, LED turn signal, and all that. You can also turn off your daytime running lights, and I'll show you all that when we get inside the vehicle. Looking at the profile of the vehicle, pretty much everything is body colored. The handles, the upper portion of the side mirrors, and even in this case, the wheels have that same silver finish. Now around the glass, the pillars are blacked out with a flat black. You also have the flat back black portion underneath the side mirrors, giving it more of a sleek look, making it look a little bit less big. You also have a turn signal on the side mirror as well. This is what the key looks like. It's a proximity key system designed to where you can keep it in your pocket and use the vehicle 100% without taking it out. You can have it in your pocket or a bag or whatever. Has a physical key on the inside in case you need it. Lock and unlock buttons, and a panic button. Let's go ahead and push that panic button. Pretty loud horn. Walking up to the vehicle, as long as you have the key with you, it could be in your pocket, in a bag. As long as it's within a close proximity of the outside of this door, you can lock the doors by pushing this button right here, or just placing your finger over this button indicated by these two lines. It senses your hand position, and it locks the doors. To unlock it, you simply put your hand behind the handle. It senses your hand position, it senses the key, and allows you access. You also have a physical key location here on the driver's side only. So looking on the inside of the passenger side door, it has basically two tones with the lighter color here on the top and the black on the bottom. The top portion is soft to the touch, as well as down here on your armrest. The rest of the door is a hard touch surface. There's some gloss black there. It also has some stitching, which is pretty nice, and a metallic handle. Storage pockets are pretty good size. Cloth seats, cloth seating surfaces here, manually adjusted here for the passenger. It has that matching color on the outside, and then you have the black on the inside, a little bit of a pattern. The dash, soft touch, soft touch. I like the way they have that metallic accent just kind of swooping there on the dash. It's nice. Glove compartment, let's go ahead and check that out. Smooth plastic on the inside and pretty standard size. Check out that legroom though. I'm gonna leave all the specs and volumes and everything in the description, but pretty wide open. We're very surprising. Inside of the back door, similar styling, except for top portion is not soft touch. You have the hard plastics everywhere except for here on your armrest. Has a little handle pocket there. Cup holder with a gloss black metallic handle. Very little hump there in the center. And you have a storage pocket. Pockets on the back of both front seats as well. The back seat is basically a bench seat with a latch system for car seats. Armrest and cup holders move up out of the way. The center portion is kind of not, it's just like a hump. So if you put somebody in that center position, they're not going to be as, you don't have the same bolstering as here on the sides. Okay, so looking at the back of the vehicle, has a little shark fin antenna, body colored at the very top. Third brake light is at the very top of the rear glass. This rear glass is actually glass. The hatch itself is a lightweight resin. So I was mistaking, I got information that wasn't complete, and I was thinking that this glass was not actually glass and it was some sort of resin, but it's actually the hatch itself, not the glass. Tail lights are powered by LEDs for all turn signals, everything, reverse lights. And I like the way they have the red SE badging here. Looks pretty cool. The backup camera is in the very center position right here, out of the way. Now you see these chrome pieces, they look like tailpipes, don't they? Well, they don't, there's nothing, there's nothing going through there. It's just blocked off. They're just there for looks. They're actually referred to as diffusers in all the literature from Toyota. So if I use that term, don't correct me. You need to go correct Toyota. There's your actual pipe underneath the vehicle. If you can decide whatever you want to call those, but that's what Toyotas call them, is diffusers. To open the hatch, there's a little button here a little bit to the left. So you have two buttons. I'll show you what they are. So you have one here to open it, and this one actually locks the vehicle. So if you just need to access the hatch, you get something out and close it, you can push that button to relock the vehicle. So it has a shade in place. It's very lightweight and easy to remove. You just unhook these strings and just pop it out of place in case you need some more cargo space. You can see the seats fold down to add to your cargo space. There's the split, 60-40 split. You can fold down this seat or the other to add to your cargo space while still maintaining passenger space, or you can fold them both down and have a wide open space. So it has some tie downs here as well as here, little storage pockets on both sides. Also, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a light under here. Okay, so you see this little orange thing, so you can hang something from it if you like, but it's also used, let's go ahead and push this, to hold this up. See, it says hook. Go ahead and lift it up and hook it right here, like so we can access our spare tire and tools. Now this is a full diameter spare tire. It's not a full size, but it is a full diameter. Fuel door is locking. and it's on the driver's side. And it has the traditional cap, tether, and a place to hang the cap on the inside of the door. Okay, so let's go ahead and start it up. As long as we have the key inside the vehicle, just put our foot on the brake and hold it and push this button. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. You can see the floor mat hooks in place. It's not installed now, but it does hook in place in 2 places. Accelerator and brake pedal. You have a footrest here on the far left. So let's go ahead and take a look under the hood. To lift the hood, there's a latch in the very center. Just reach in here, move it to the left, and lift up. It's a very light hood. It does require a prop to hold it up though. You can see the prop there on the underside of the hood, and it swings down and goes right there where that arrow is. You notice the underside of the hood is not insulated, but the firewall is. The firewall also has a heat shielding in place, and the strut towers are braced into the vehicle, the structural frame of the vehicle, unibody structure. And you can actually see the engine. So there's no big plastic cover covering anything up. So you can see the 4 coil packs here on the top of the cylinders, going down to the spark plugs. And there is the battery, which is easy to get to. This vehicle is powered by a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine, 168 horsepower, dual overhead cam, 16 valve with dual injection. And it's mated to a dynamic shift CVT with a first launch gear. So the very first gear, when you first start off, will actually be a gear, and then it'll change to the CVT ratios. The inside of the driver's side door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. All 4 windows is one touch automatic, watch up and down, so we can just push it again to go up. Door lock controls and your side mirrors are adjusted there. Manually adjusted seat here for the driver, but it does have a height adjustment right there, that big lever. To the left of the steering column, there's a dimmer switch for your interior gauges. You also have an automatic high beam. You can turn that on or off as a little indicator light. And it has a tilt and a telescoping steering column that locks in place here. Okay, so I'm sitting in the driver's seat checking it out. Looking pretty nice to me. Now I have the seat all the way back. I'm 6 feet tall. I have it all the way back and all the way down, which brings it back a little bit further than regular. And just to give you an idea of my legroom, it's probably a little bit too far back for me in my particular case. I think I'd scoot it up just a little bit, tiny bit, maybe 1 click or something to drive. But it's still, I could drive like this. Okay, so it has a leather wrap steering wheel, and it is soft to the touch, pretty good thickness. Paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel, look at that. Even though it's a CVT, it does have 1 gear, so I guess you can shift out of that 1 gear quickly and into the simulated gears. Cruise control is here on the right side, and this is not a regular cruise control, it's the adaptive cruise control in which you can adjust your speed between you and the vehicle in front of you. You also have a lane departure alert here that you could turn on or off when you have the cruise control on. So you see these buttons down here and here. These are kind of connected. So you have your volume for your radio, voice recognition, mode. So mode is your audio source basically, and this is the change through radio stations or audio tracks depending on where you're in. And these buttons correspond with a screen that's on the right side of the gauges, and then you have your Bluetooth control there to answer and hang up. Wiper controls are on the right side, turn signals on the left. It also has your headlight controls with the daytime running light off, automatic parking and headlights. Okay, so the secret phrase is, after you've rated the video, shared it, subscribed to my channel, make this phrase in the comment section. I'll pick a winner that says this phrase. So you have to say, I need a place to stash my trash. I need a place to stash my trash. And leave that in the comment section, and I'll pick a winner in 2 weeks. 2 full weeks of comments, and I'll pick a random winner. I need a place to stash my trash. So looking at the gauges here, very interesting that they put the screen on the right side. I guess they had to make room for that big 160 mile an hour speedometer that skips 20 miles per hour on each portion there as far as the numbers. But anyways, here's the RPMs on the left side with your engine coolant temperature. The big dial in the middle is your speedometer with the fuel gauge at the bottom. And on the right, seemingly just kind of tacked on there on the right side, is your information screen with a digital speedometer. Shows your adaptive cruise control, lane departure alert system active, information like that. Also outside temperature and your distance to empty. So I'm going to use the buttons on the left side of the steering wheel here to control the screen on the right side of the gauges. Okay, so scrolling down, so you can see this is part of a menu system here, so we can get more information going down like that. And go to the right, you can see the different icons here that you can go in and turn features on or off, or change settings, change the units, that kind of thing. So I guess they're banking on people using the standard speedometer more than the digital speedometer, and that's why they have it front and center. And then this is just kind of extra, I guess. Me personally, I always use the digital speedometer. Okay, so looking at the touchscreen here as the gloss blacker on the outside, the home button gives you a split screen basically between your radio, what your phone's doing, and your fuel economy. So when you push the home button, that's what pops up. It has a clock here. Push the menu button, and then this gives you access to your different features here. Projection, this will give you access to Apple CarPlay. Android Auto is not available yet. Hopefully that'll be in the future. Your audio, you have different sources here. So this is your FM radio. You can see your presets at the bottom. Let's go to source. So it's AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Slacker, NPR1, and auxiliary inputs. So lots of different places to, lots of different ways of playing music through the sound system. You can adjust your sound here. Alright, you can pair phones. Let's look at the different apps. So basically, just give you an idea of what's going on in there. Also, there's an app that you can, for your phone basically, that you can start the vehicle remotely and do all kinds of different things. So let's push audio again. So basically we're seeing this screen again, basically the same thing. There's no map, so there's no navigation right now, but if you have the Intune app suite, then you can get the data through your cell phone. From what I understand, I hadn't tried that yet, but that's what I understand. It has a lot of features once you pair your cell phone and the Intune app. So then there's physical buttons there on the right side. It does have a physical volume knob, tuned through the stations, pretty traditional in that regard. And then your climate control is down here, your temperature, your fan speed, where you want the air to blow, front and rear defrosters here. It has an eco mode for your heat and cool, so that way it kind of saves energy, but gives you less performance. And then you have recirculate the air, fresh air, and then air conditioning. So down here is a little pocket. It's basically a place to put your cell phone mostly, but you can put anything in there. And your USB and auxiliary inputs are here on the right side. And they look like, when I first saw them there, and I'm like, that looks a little tacked on, those ports. But then I thought about it, it's like designed in with the vehicle, and it's really convenient as far as the angle to plug it in. And it's convenient to have it right there next to your cell phone and not entangled in the same compartment. So it's actually pretty good, in my opinion. Okay, so here's a shifter. And right in front of the shifter has a sport mode. So once you engage that, it's going to give you a little bit more sporty feel to the shifting and all that stuff. And then your traction control off button, default is on. This is if you need to spin tires or something. So let's go ahead and put it in reverse and look at the backup camera. So the backup camera is in that very center position, which helps out a lot. It's a wide screen, wide angled view, and it has the guidelines there that are static, and you can see from the bumper to the sky and all around. You have neutral, drive, and then you have a manual mode over here that you can bump forward and back to change through the gears manually like a ratchet shifter, or you can use the paddle shifters. This is handy for downshifting mostly. I wouldn't drive it around like you're driving a manual or anything, especially with a CVT. But if you need to downshift and get some engine braking, that's really handy to do that. Okay, so it has electronic parking brake. Right now it is set to, when I put it, let me go ahead and put it in out of gear here. When I'm in drive, it automatically disengages the parking brake. When I put it in park, it cinches down the rear wheels and engages it automatically. To disengage it, you simply put your foot on the brake and hold it, push it down, it'll disengage, pull it up to engage it. There's a little indicator light showing that it's on. And then you have a brake hold feature, which will hold the brakes for you while you're sitting at a stop sign or a stoplight for an extended period of time. It'll just hold the brakes for you, and when this is active, and it'll allow you to just take your foot off the brake, and when you push the accelerator, it'll disengage that, and allows you to move forward. There's some cup holders. It's open there in the middle for the most part. Okay, so here's your armrest. Soft to the touch, but it bottoms out quickly. This moves forward and back. And it has stitching, it's looking pretty good. And it lifts up. And this is where you'll find a 12-volt power supply and a USB charger and a storage space. Has a felt lining at the very bottom, and a place for wires to go in and out of the compartment here and here. Rear view mirror has manual day and night mode. You have tap lights here. You can turn on all your interior lights by pushing that button, or you can have them turn on with the door by pushing that button. You have an emergency button here for roadside assistance, which is a little cover to keep you from accidentally pushing it. The visors have mirrors and lights. They also have instead of extending out, shifting your coverage as far as the sun, it has a extension here. So it adds to the coverage instead of just shifting it over. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so let's look at the visibility in the back. The seats are up, so the headrests are going to be in the way, but it does have some pretty thick pillars in the very back. So it's something to get used to, of course. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. This is the SC that we're in now, and then there's the XSC. If you want to pause the video and read this, kind of a quick access place to get some more information. Same thing with the window sticker, I'll have that shown as well. You use the pause button to check out. Here's the colors, exterior colors, interior colors, and the wheel choices. There's also a lot of standard safety features, so you can use the pause button if you want to learn about these features in a little bit more detail. But Toyota is definitely loading up a lot of their vehicles with standard safety features. And I also have a link to this brochure in the description so you can check it out in more detail, and also it'll be searchable. Okay, so there you have it. 2019 hatchback, Corolla hatchback in the SE trim level. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Sparks Toyota here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'll see you guys next time.